Okay, I want you to think about something for a moment. If I asked you right now to list your top 10 values, the things that matter most to you probably could really quickly, right? Without hardly thinking about it. You'd say things like family and integrity, balance, peace, security, growth, authenticity, stability. Sound familiar? But here's what the research shows about high performing leaders. The values that got you where you are today might actually be the very things holding you back from where you want to go tomorrow. Now, the values aren't the problem, but the value structure is something that I want you to think about it. I'm going to prove something to you with a simple exercise that might mess with your head a little bit, but in the best possible way. So let's walk through this. I want you to grab a piece of paper or open up a note on your phone, and let's do this right now. First, brain dump your values. Write down 10 to 15 values that are important to you right now. Don't overthink it. Just let them flow. You're going to say things like honesty, family, time, financial security, creativity, helping others, work life balance, maybe adventure, maybe recognition, freedom, justice, or fairness. And I'm going to put a word bank up so you don't have to think that hard. You can choose. There's at least 50 on that list, and you can go through it. Pick the top ones. No judgment. This is just what comes up for you. It's going to take you about 2 minutes. And then I want you to pause this video. And when you have your list, come back here and we're going to talk a little bit more. Now, just give me a second and I'm going to share screen with, so I'm going to share this before you, let's see here. We've got our value bank here. Okay, so pause it right now. Pause it for about 2 minutes and come back. Okay, so I assume you paused it. You took your 2 minutes. If you didn't, pause it again and do this because this exercise is not going to have the power for you unless you've done that. So now you have on your piece of paper 10 to 15 values. And now this is the harder part, actually. I want you to go through those and number them from one to however many you wrote, with one being the very most important. And this is where it gets uncomfortable because you're going to have to choose between things like, well, is family more important than financial security? Is stability more important than growth? Is peace more important than impact? Take some time with this. Don't rush it. Really think about how you're actually living your life, not how you think you should live it. So, again, pause this lesson for a minute and take some time with it. Okay, great. Now, look at your list. It would be normal if, and I'm willing to bet, that somewhere in your top five you have values like balance, stability, peace, security, harmony, comfort. Are those anywhere there? So hold this exercise now for a minute. We're going to do a little bit of a neuroscience reality check. I want to share something fascinating because this is going to explain why this exercise matters so much to you. Your brain has two primary operating systems. There is your survival brain. That's the ancient part that's been keeping humans alive for like forever. Its job is simple. It keeps you safe, keeps you comfortable, avoid pain, seek pleasure, maintain status quo. And this is where our values like balance and security and peace come from. And then there's your growth brain, the newer part that's responsible for innovation, risk taking, problem solving, and expansion. And this is where your breakthrough thinking happens. Now, here's the problem. These two systems often come in direct conflict with each other. And you're probably already putting this together while I'm talking. When you're trying to build something significant, your survival brain is literally fighting against you every step of the way. Think about it. Every time you want to launch that new program, raise your prices significantly, fire that comfortable but mediocre team member, pivot your business model, invest heavily in growth, your survival brain starts screaming, but what about balance? What about security? What about keeping the peace? And here's what most people don't realize. Your current value system might be designed perfectly to keep you exactly where you are. So we're going to do a bit of a reframe. It's going to be a little bit different. I want you to imagine yourself 2 to 3 years from now. You're running a business that's generating 10K, 20K, 50K, maybe 100K months consistently, like dependably. And you have a team now, maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 50. Oh, maybe you decided to stay solopreneur. But you're making decisions that affect hundreds of thousands of people. Now I want you to picture that version of yourself. I want you to look at your original list of values and change the order. You're not changing the values. There's no problem with the values, but I want you to change the value structure. I want you to reorder them based on what the future version of you will be prioritizing. Think about it. Does the leader making 100K months prioritize balance over growth? Does the CEO of a 7-figure company choose peace over necessary, difficult conversations? Does the visionary building something world-changing put stability over innovation? Take your time with this. You might find some values dropping way down the list. You might find new values emerging that weren't even on your original list. Play with it a little bit. Pause this conversation. Do your playing and come back. All right, I'm glad you're back. I really wish I was sitting with you right now and I could know what that experience was like for you. I'd love to see what numbers shifted, what numbers stayed the same, and where you said, you know what, I'm actually just going to shift out this value for this one back here that I remember was on the word bank list. Why don't you just share what typically happens when people do this exercise? Here are some of the values that move up the list for future leaders. First of all, growth. Not just comfortable incremental growth, but aggressive, sometimes uncomfortable expansion. Impact, the drive to affect real change. Courage, the willingness to make hard decisions. Responsibility for outcomes, for people, for results. Excellence, the refusal to accept good enough. Vision, the ability to see and communicate what doesn't exist yet. Resilience, capacity to bounce back from failure. Influence, the desire to shape opinions and drive change. And what about the values that often move down? Balance. Why? Because future leaders understand that seasons of imbalance are the price of breakthrough. Sometimes peace will move down because sometimes we have to create a productive tension and conflict when necessary. Security. A leader will trade the illusion of safety for the reality of growth. And comfort. Leaders live outside their comfort zone as like a permanent address. And approval. You end up making decisions based on outcomes, not popularities. So why is this so hard? Why does your brain resist the shift so much? It goes back to the survival brain we talked about. Your current values are literally embedded in your neural pathways. They're not just preferences. They're actually survival strategies that your brain has developed over years or even decades. So when you try to shift from valuing balance to valuing growth, your amygdala, your brain's alarm system, starts firing off like crazy because it feels like a threat to your survival, this shift. So what do you do about it? You have no choice but to reprogram your value system to match your vision, not the other way around. Your values are creating your decisions, and your decisions are creating your actions create your results. If you want different results, you'll need different value structure driving those decisions. It's like a peace versus progress dilemma. I'll give you a specific example that trips us up a lot. Many of us value peace highly. We've made decisions all our life for peace, not conflict. We want harmony in our relationships, our teams, our families, and that is beautiful. It is not wrong. But sometimes as a leader, you have to choose progress over peace. You have to have the conversation that creates temporary tension. You have to make the decision that upsets some people to serve the greater good. You have to go with conflict to drive innovation. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself or someone else out of their comfort zone. If peace is really, really high on your value list, you will avoid the necessary leadership moments. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a value. I'm just, remember, it's your value structure. And you don't want your business to stagnate. You don't want your team to underperform, and you don't want to limit your impact. The leader making 100K months has learned that temporary discomfort is the price of permanent improvement. Balance is a similar one. We've been sold this idea that successful people have a perfect work-life balance. So one of our first things about going into success is I'm going to have a perfect work-life balance, but it's actually a myth that's keeping you small. Every entrepreneur I know who's built something significant went through seasons of imbalance. Every parent I know raising children has gone through seasons of imbalance. Every couple I know going through relationship growth has gone through a season of imbalance. If you're an entrepreneur, you're working nights and weekends sometimes. Sometimes you'll miss family dinner. You have your blinders on. You say, "Don't anybody take me out of this zone." Sometimes you have to prioritize your vision over your comfort, not forever, but for the seasons when it matters most. And if balance is a number one value, you simply won't put in the concentrated effort required to create a breakthrough result. You will optimize for comfort instead of impact. That is how you are wired. And the future leader understands that this balance is a luxury you earn after you've built something worth balancing. It's a very big thing I just said. I hope you got it. So, this is what I want you to do between now and the next time we meet. Live with your new value order for 1 week. Spend some time with this. And when I talk about manifestation, I always say step into the identity of the person who has accomplished what you're visioning to make happen. Take that new value structure and step into it now. And for at least 1 week, only 1 week, don't make this too hard. Make decisions based on your future leader value structure, not your current comfort values. I want you to notice your resistance, because your survival brain, if you're really doing this, should start screaming right quickly about the lack of balance or the uncomfortable tension you're creating. Acknowledge it. It's okay. That's normal. I see you. We're going to get back to balance. That's growth. Practice one leadership decision daily that aligns with your future challenges. With your future values, but challenges your current ones. It might mean having a difficult conversation or making a bold investment. Take the calculated risk and then track the results. Notice what happens to your business, your relationships, your energy, the way you look at yourself in the mirror when you operate from this new value system. Here's the bottom line truth. Your current value system is perfectly designed to create your current results. If you want different results, you need a different value structure. Like I said before, the leader who builds the 7-figure business, who impacts thousands of lives, creates generational wealth, they don't have the same value structure as a person struggling to break through their next level. And this doesn't mean you become a heartless, unethical person. It means you become someone who values impact over comfort, growth over security, progress over peace. Your future self is counting on you to make this shift. The people you're meant to serve are counting on you to make this shift. The vision you carry is counting on you to make this shift. So the question, are you willing to let go of the values that got you here to embrace the values that will get you there? It's really quite simple. And I want you to take some time with this. If you just hustled through this video and you were like, I'll do the pause after I've got the whole lesson, fine. But go back, because if you don't do this carefully, you'll have increased your knowledge and your awareness, but you won't actually have done the rewiring. So if you didn't do this exercise, go back and do it again. I want you to do it in order. What are the values that are supporting me to be the way I am right now? What's the order that I value those in? What will be the order that a 7-figure leader values those things? This does not mean you say, I don't value peace. No, you just change where it is on the structure. So play with this. Let me know what comes up for you. I am eager to hear from you. I wish you all the best, but I wish you all the best of rewiring, because the brain and the value system that got you here is not going to get you there without some rewiring. Okay, hugs and love. I'm over now.